Welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show. We are now watching our signature segment, See the Stories. I do beg your pardon. I've been watching this Instagram video and I found this guy really funny. Take a look.
Hey, what's up? It's freaking Mother's Day on Sunday. Did you know about this? What are we gonna get her? I don't freaking know. What is she like? Kettlebells? Maybe a golf cart or something? Alright, here's the deal. I got your mom a gift. I'm just gonna say it came from all of us, which she totally understands, because you guys don't make any money.
Recording in progress.
There you go. Cool. Now, joining us today is that person in the video, Cameron Logsdon, who has amazed me, and not only me, but actually a lot of people in the See Today office, with his talent of impersonating others. Cameron, thanks so much for joining us right here on See Today, man. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you because you show up a lot on my Explore page, on Instagram. You're a really funny guy. What's your secret, man? How did you get to doing this?
Yeah, well, first of all, just let me say thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I'm really excited. And getting started doing this, I think, unfortunately, it just started out by just annoying my family and my friends when I was a kid, just kind of bugging them, running around, doing voices and, making jokes and trying to, get a laugh where I could. And eventually my family was like, take that out somewhere else. And so I took it out to the rest of the world and here we are.
Yeah, clearly you've brought it to as far away as Indonesia, which is what, 12 hours time difference and about 20 hours by airplane. But
yeah, that's the other side of the world. Couldn't be more blown away just by the fact that you all even having me here. It really means a lot.
Yeah, honestly, man. I mean, we're happy to have your content on our Instagram page as well, because obviously we always need a bit of entertainment. It's always nice to have someone really funny come onto our social media. But how many people can you actually impersonate now? I've seen you impersonate Donald Trump, Joe Biden. I've seen you impersonate, I think that was Sylvester Stallone as well in that
Oh yeah.
Video that went viral.
Oh yeah, we got a little Stallone in there too.
There you go.
I don't know, the numbers, I don't know that I've actually sat down and counted them all out. I mean, but it's got to be well into the 100s. I'm pretty confident that over the course of the many years that I've kind of been messing with this and doing it, I've probably tried and experimented with, and I don't even know how many voices, a lot of them. I have my favorites. There's probably about 50 or so that are about like my go-tos, but it really gets up there. So who's keeping track? Not me.
So how did you actually get to building that skill? Because I know you said you kind of annoyed your parents with it, haven't we all? But how did you make it? How did you train yourself so that you actually became a lot more, let's say, accurate with your voices?
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like any skill. It's just one of those things that if you do it over and over and over again, you just kind of tweak it and get a little bit better. And I'll say that just making videos for the internet, if I look at some of the earlier videos that I made compared to some of the stuff I've done recently, you can see progress and you can see change. And I wouldn't even say there was a ton of thought that went into that. It was just me, talking like Owen Wilson over and over and over again. And then before I know it, bam, there we are. And I've got it's coming out before I even recognize it. So I think that a lot of it is just repetition and practice and time, messing around with it and just chasing what feels fun.
Who's your favorite, man? Who do you like to impersonate the most? Who do you find to be the most kind of like always a hit out of the ballpark every time you go to a party or something?
Yeah, the Owen Wilson is definitely one that I absolutely love to do. He's a fun guy to rant with. And then, Will Smith is like undeniably one of my absolute favorites. But I think it's just because I grew up on his movies. And so
I think another one I'm really fond of is Jason Statham. Anytime I could be him, makes me feel a little bit more tough. Makes me feel like I could just, shuck off the world's responsibilities for the day. Take care of what I need to do.
So, I've got some favorites, but really anybody that's, letting me have a good time and anybody that makes other people laugh, is fun enough for me.
I've just realized, man, not only are you able to, I mean, obviously there are impersonations, but there are accents as well. So can you do accents too?
I can do some accents, but I don't really, I don't really focus on them. You know what I mean? So I don't practice them a lot. I only say that because if you ask me to do an Indonesian accent right now, I'm not gonna offend anybody by getting it wrong.
Buddy, you'd be walking in a minefield if I asked you to do that, don't you worry.
I don't know the regional dialects, the cultural, I will mess it up.
Oh man, you should come visit though. But before we get to that a little bit, let me ask you a question. Why do you think people like your content? I mean, obviously, I mentioned earlier, I like it personally because I find it very entertaining. I find that every time I run into it, I'm like, huh, that's really funny. I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna show it to my fiance. But what, for other people, I think they might have their different reasons. So what do you think is the reason why people would like you?
Man, that's a really thoughtful question. First of all, let me say I'm glad that you like it, and I'm glad that you share it. That always means that, if people are sharing stuff, that means I'm doing something right. So that's nice. I would say, I think that it's just part of just kind of like comedy in general. If you see recognition in something, I think people just they like the celebrities, and now they get to see them in kind of a less serious light or a goofy light. And so maybe we can shine a little fun on the people that are always up on a pedestal being famous or whatever. If we can poke a little bit at them, I think people just can relate to that, and they also like the recognition that they see. They're like, oh, that does sound like this person or look like this person or whatever. And so I think they just have kind of a little bit of fun with the game of it. But I think more than anything, people just really, I think they're looking for a way to get away from the things that they always see and maybe see something they don't. And I definitely think this is something a lot of people don't do. And so maybe it's just the novelty of it for folks.
Well, I mean, not that many people do it, but when you can do it the way that you do, I certainly think that it is quite the talent to have, man. I should say. I don't think
it helps to be good at at a few of them. You know what I mean? I think it goes a long way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. How have your followers, or how have people been responding to your content? Have they been giving you any feedback, anything like that?
Oh, people say, sometimes you worry about the fate of the internet. Like, are people only going to be toxic? Are they only going to be mean? Are they only going to say, terrible things online? But I feel lucky enough, people say really, really nice things. And it reminds me that not all corners of the internet have to be so, combative. That people are really uplifting, they're really supportive. They make requests. They're like, oh, will you say this phrase as a bunch of people, or will you do this impression? And they give me ideas. And so I feel like the followers that I have and the people that have interacted with my content are very helpful in making me still have fun with it. I think if people were really critical, or if they were mean or things like that, I probably just wouldn't, I'd probably turn me off from it. But people are really supportive, and that makes me feel good. It makes me want to play in the world with them. And so I feel like, we've got a good thing going on. I hope to keep it up.
I mean, it sounds like, Shirley, you've received a lot of positive feedback from people, and I think it's really refreshing to, for once, be in the part of the internet that isn't so negative, that isn't so, full of toxicity. So yeah, where are the majority of your followers coming from?
Oh, that's a really interesting thing, because I had never thought much about it, but there are ways that you can look at and see where people are coming from. With you, it seems like they're pretty much all over. I don't know that I've seen how many people might be in Indonesia, but I know that there are people all over the world, and every once in a while folks will reach out and they're like, oh, I'm watching from Indonesia, I'm watching from South Africa, I'm watching from New York City or Los Angeles. So the people are coming from all over is just been so overwhelming and really nice and refreshing and uplifting. And it just makes me want to keep trying stuff, and whether it's doing impressions or doing live comedy or writing scripts or doing all sorts of things, it really inspires me to continue kind of going on this path. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And if people from all across the whole world are enjoying it, I'm not going to stop.
So would you say it's doing what you do that makes you enjoy it the most, or is it kind of like the recognition that you get from people, or would you say it's like a mix of everything?
You know, I really don't think it's the recognition. I think because I try to have a really healthy relationship with social media, and that I don't spend a lot of time reading comments. Like, if I see people say some nice things, I might engage and respond, because, you know, somebody might make me laugh or something in the comments. But, you know, I try not to engage too much with social media, and that I like to, you know, get out and see the real world and spend time with my family and friends. So it's not so much the recognition, but I do have fun making the content. I just love the creative process, whether it's coming up with a new idea or working on a new impression or making a new video. That whole creative process from concept to posting is where I have the absolute most fun. And so I think it's just a matter of chasing what feels creative and what feels like a good time. And the fact that people enjoy it, icing on the cake.
That's absolutely wonderful, man. I have to say as well, you seem to have quite a healthy relationship with the internet. Certainly, I hope to be able to kind of get to that level of just being at peace.
I think it's just balance. You got it. It's just balance. You know, get what you need. You see something you like, hang out. You see something you don't like, set that phone down, get you some sun, you know?
Yeah, 100%. That's some really good advice, man. But I gotta say, we gotta move on because it is not See the Stories if we don't ask our guests to play a game with us. So, I don't have a fishbowl with me, I'm afraid, but I do have the names of a couple of famous people who I'd like to ask you to teach me how to impersonate. So, first guy.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, saying, "Hey, how are you, buddy? Do you need help?" Right. I'm going to give you a little bit of a comment. Yeah, because I don't actually know how he speaks. I know he kind of speaks like a regular American, I suppose. So it's going to be a bit difficult.
Definitely a regular American. I would say that for our president, Joe Biden, he's certainly on the older end of the age scale. So he's older, and so one of the first things you're gonna do is you're gonna slow down just a little bit. So I'm gonna slow down, and I might, you know, kind of give myself a bit of I've seen some time in my face. I've got that crinkle in my face, and he's got a little bit of a rasp, and he slows his conversation down, and then you want to throw it out there because he's also enthusiastic. He wants to do a good job.
Right.
So I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say, "How are you, buddy? I hope you're doing good. Remember." And the only reason I do that in there is because I didn't remember what the last part of the question was, but that would be very Joe Biden. You know, because he's got a lot on his mind. He's searching for it. So that's how I would say. That's how I would go all the way into that from start to finish.
With the potential to embarrass myself on television, I'm going to try it myself. Here we go. "Hey, how are you, buddy? Do you need any help?" I feel like that was, I screwed that one up really bad.
I don't think you screwed it up as bad as you think. I think
really
to go
think so.
from 0 to that is pretty good. I think if you slow down a little bit more, you might lean. There you go. You're already, it's intuitive. There you go.
Slow it down a little bit more. Enjoy it.
There you go.
Oh,
You're right on the path. You're right on
hey!
the path.
All right. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Okay, second guy, Keanu Reeves, John Wick, saying, "Can you give me a ride?" I tried my best at that. I think I need your example.
No.
First,
That was exactly what I would do for Keanu. I think with a lot of impressions, I always try to think of a movie or a line or a phrase that's really popular or common for them. I think it helps me get into what is like the most them version of themselves, but also picking something that's going to be recognizable for them. So for Keanu Reeves, picking John Wick is great. So immediately, John Wick's always kind of down. He's kind of down, and then he looks up when he talks. He throws it up, and then he gets even grovelier. And he looks up and he says, "Can I have a ride?" Like, that's how he's going to throw it at you. It's going to... So I think with John Wick, you got to be so serious. You know, they took your whole family, John. All right? And so you got to really get into that serious mindset. You look down. "Can I have a ride?" And he stretches those words out a little bit. I think is kind of a John Wicky, Keanu Reeves thing to do. You can give it another shot.
Let's give it a go. "Can I have a ride?"
There you go. One more time, a little bit slower. I think you slow it down a little bit. Draw it out.
Can I have a ride?
Oh yeah, there you go. Now you're getting there. Now you get. You put you on a motorcycle, it's over.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I got the black hair and everything, you know?
Oh yeah, it's gonna
Really
be
that.
perfect.
Really that. All right, we got one more challenge for you, but this one will be a little bit more difficult. I don't know how well you can sing, but we've got
Okay, here we go.
you needing to sing two different artists. Don't worry, they're all in English. I wouldn't ambush you with an Indonesian song. All right, first guy, Bruno Mars. Quite a high range right there.
Bruno Mars. I feel like Bruno Mars is going to be definitely out of my vocal register. But you know what I think of every time I think of Bruno Mars? Anytime I walk in and I'm like at a party and I start feeling good, I just immediately start going, oh yeah, yeah, and we'll do that over and over again.
Damn,
but that's
man.
literally, that might be the extent of how far my Bruno Mars impression could go. It's just me going, oh yeah, yeah. But I'd have to have like the glasses and the perm and to have to do the whole thing. So I don't know, that's about as far as I can get on Bruno.
I gotta say, this considering how low your voice is, I was genuinely surprised when you actually reached that pitch. You know, that was pretty cool, man.
Oh, it's not going there for long.
All right, second artist here, we've got Adam Levine, even higher than Bruno Mars,
Even
man.
higher? Okay. All right. The only thing I'm trying to think of, Adam Levine is Maroon 5's lead singer.
He is, yeah.
Right? Yes. Okay, he's on The Voice, and he has. Okay, so Adam Levine, I would think Adam Levine would be. I'm trying to think. He has the "You Are the Girl with the Broken Heart." I'm trying to think. And she. I can't get that high. I can't do it. All right, so you may have stumped me. You may have stumped me on Adam Levine. That's the one I'm gonna have to come back and work on. I'll bring it to you live.
No, that's absolutely right, man. A for effort, honestly, A for effort. One more question before you go, sir. Do you think you're going to be making your way to Indonesia anytime soon? Actually, have you been to Indonesia before?
I've never been to Indonesia. I would love to come to Indonesia. I'm going to be starting a stand-up tour here in the United States soon. But if I can, find a good reason to make my way across the seas, I would be more than happy to come see you all live and perform in Indonesia. That would be really, really a dream. I mean, it looks just absolutely beautiful.
I mean, given just how large the fan base is in the See Today studios and in the See Today office, I have to say, you might get your money's worth just by coming to our office. So,
Hey, I'll come to the office. I got to work on that Adam Levine impression. I'm not going to go out not having satisfied the request. But this time I got to come do it live.
Tell you what, we'll let you off the hook with the Adam Levine thing as long as you come by, enjoy our city, enjoy our traffic, and of course enjoy Bali as well, man. I mean, what a place that is. So yeah. Anyway. Cameron, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with everything. I hope we can see you in Indonesia sometime soon. And enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, thank you so much. I hope to see you all soon. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Cameron. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And that was our interview with Cameron Logsdon. I have to say, a really, really funny guy. I really enjoyed having a conversation with him. I really enjoyed him teaching me how to impersonate Joe Biden and Keanu Reeves as well. I'm surprised that I could do that well. So maybe I should do my own impersonation Instagram. Maybe next time. But anyway, that brings us to the end of our See the Story segment. But don't go anywhere because the 3 Hour News Show will be right back. Stay tuned only on See Today.